So my name is Channing Seidemann. I'm 30 years old. I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 9, and I got later diagnosis of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. And I've had epilepsy for 20 years now. But we've found solutions to keep me pursuing my passions, which my main passion is horseback riding. I underwent my first video EEG, and while I didn't have any visible seizures during that EEG, they captured enough subclinical information to give me a lifelong diagnosis of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. And that diagnosis, that turned our world upside down. We were not expecting that. Um, I could not, I did not accept the diagnosis. And it's taken me probably over 12 years to accept the diagnosis. I didn't want to say the word seizure. The word seizure and epilepsy were not allowed in the house, but we still had to be safe about it. We did. So we created seizure cards. On the seizure, they were just wallet-sized cards. They had contact information, what to do, what not to do. They had my medications on there. And we gave those to my teachers, we gave those to my friends, we gave them to coaches, we gave them to my tutor, we gave them to people who I was around every day who would see me constantly so that they knew what to do, they felt comfortable, and I didn't have to talk about it because I just wasn't ready for that yet. I was a kid like any other kid. I had big dreams. My dreams were becoming a doctor and going to the Olympics. Um, instead I became the patient, and it's a fight for me to get to the farm. But um, I think it I grew up faster. I can tell you that. But we found solutions. I grew up in a great community with great support, and we found solutions to the two things that I love most at that time in my life, and that was skiing and horseback riding. And I think if you're able to find a solution to something that you're passionate about, because you need that outlet. Um, and we were lucky enough for the chairlifts. We for skiing we had two concerns, and one was the main one was the chairlift. You don't want to have a seizure on the chairlift. I mean, that's just so we created a seatbelt. Um, it's a climbing harness, but we cut the legs off, and so that just acted like a belt. Which we threaded through my ski pants, and we connected a carabiner on it, threw a daisy chain on there, and I was strapped in. The second concern was, we don't want you going 100 miles downhill, which is a Bob's one. So that was okay because I stuck with the bumps. I like the bumps. And so we found solutions. With horseback riding, I ride in the safest helmet that they have, and I ride in an air vest, so which connects to my saddle. And if I come off the saddle, then it inflates like an airbag, protecting my neck, my internal organs, my spine, and it inflates in 0.09 seconds before I hit the ground. So I'm just kind of a big thing of air when I hit the ground. um, but if you're able to find those solutions for those passions, you have to, because like you rely so heavily on them. And I also think, for me, like I said, that the social aspect, you know, it is difficult in those class settings. I found my good friends at the farm because we had a common interest besides epilepsy. We had a common interest in horses, and so we could talk about horses. We could talk about um, what's new at the farm, and that's where I found my social setting was where we could find a common interest other than epilepsy. I'm all about the animals. I think they are amazing. I don't know where I would be without them. Um, my good days are defined as I got to the farm. My great days are defined as I got on my horse, and my bad days are defined as I wasn't able to get to the farm. The For me, it's all about the farm, the horse, the animals, and they play that much of a role in my life. And my world literally revolves around that. I can be having a bad seizure day, and my mom will take me to the farm just to smell the gross smell of horse manure. But it's that horse manure smell that I love, just to breathe in my horse's neck, to give her some treats. Maybe I'm too laid out that I can't make it to the farm, but I have my four-legged friend right next to me. He's there with his wet nose. He knows I'm struggling. He's got my back. It's those animals that make my world. So when I was first diagnosed, like I said, I didn't want the words to say the word seizure or epilepsy. It just wasn't allowed. It was my mom. She gave me a bracelet. And it said the idea being to accept fully what you are, who you are. And she put down, we had just started with the pill boxes and the daily medications. So she got this cute little orange cone. Have you taken your meds today? It said. She didn't say the word seizure. She didn't say the word epilepsy. But I think those little things she did, I think they slowly helped me to accept it. One thing that has been a huge help and is maybe not a tip, well, it could be a tip, is a seizure calendar. And gosh, did I fight my mom on this one. I was not going to write down my seizures for nothing because I wasn't going to have any seizures. But thanks to her keeping an amazing seizure calendar, tracking my illnesses, tracking the full moon, tracking anything and everything, gosh, that played such a big part in my diagnosis. It plays such a big part 20 years later today. That seizure calendar is everything. Because the doctors, I've had a normal CT, I've had a normal MRI, I've had normal EEGs, I've had abnormal EEGs, but that's all they got to go on is your tests. And when your tests come out normal, what do you got? So without that seizure calendar, quite frankly, Michelle, my journey could have been a lot different. We could still be trying cocktails. I don't know how it would have been, but that seizure calendar has helped us so much in our journey and with the doctors. We carry that seizure file everywhere we go to our doctor's appointments. So I think that's a big tip. When you're just starting out, that's huge. And then I think what my mom did, just those little things, I think subconsciously it helped me to slowly ease me into this new world that I'm trying to navigate. As much as I may have rolled my eyes at her. I think subconsciously it helped. So I wear my watch can detect abnormal motion. So if I were to have a tonic-clonic seizure start convulsing, it would go off. It would notify my mom and my dad. Let's see. As far as we talked about the seizure cards, as far as safety or protection, I think that's no. I have a medical bracelet, and we carry spare medications with us wherever we go. such and uh yeah, spare medications and rescue meds. But no, that's about all we have. I use the rescue meds frequently, actually. So there's I use two rescue medications. I use Ativan and Nasolam. Nasolam I use, it's a nasal spray and it works instantly. I believe it works so fast because of the way it gets absorbed through that your nose, because of the spray. I think that's why it works so instantly. But sometimes I get hiccups that or seizures that resemble hiccups. They're really large, long. But they are seizures, and sometimes I can't get them to stop. They just get longer, louder, more intense. And so this is a nasal spray. It's actually here. Let's see. Nasolam. It's one dosage, one spray, and I don't like to use it because it is pain. It is a certain amount of painful. It's like a painful brain freeze is the best way to describe it. Um, but it gets them to stop. And it gets them to stop immediately. Ativan I use if I'm having maybe lots of myoclonic jerks, those twitches that won't stop. Those are kind of less severe, but they still won't stop and can cause me a headache. So to try and prevent that headache from happening, I will take an Ativan to try and help those.